did. Well, an object, it doesn't matter what the object is. I gave recently of John the Cockroach to people, and it wasn't. And the John the Cockroach, which is a root that has long been associated with the process of magic. I gave it to two people, and it becomes mojo when you give it. Well, in 1973, I put the pin in the fetish that I had of Richard Nixon, and he promptly got thrombophlebitis in the leg in which I had put the pin of his image. He would have died. But I saw that it had worked so well, I wanted him to talk rather than to die. And I removed the pin from the fetish, got rid of the fetish, and he lived until 1993 or 4. But it would have killed him. That's one plausible explanation of the phenomena that occurred at that time. Since then, I've had various whole gobs of mojo, of stuff that people have given me, which becomes, when passing through somebody like me, an actual effective, in psychological terms it would be called efficient, piece of an object used for psychological activity.
Yeah, for energy, for some sort of energy. I mean, I know a lot of people have like.
I don't have the entire explanation for it.
You've got one from the crossroads, haven't you? You've got the three parts of the crossroads.
I do. I actually have. I've been at the crossroads a number of times. People think they know where the crossroads is. It's not. That thing with the guitar, with the guitars down in Clarksdale. It's about 18.4 miles north of my house, at the intersection roughly of Highway 61 and Highway 49. There's a graveyard. It's been there since the 1870s. And if there is any truth at all, and I do not absolutely say that there's any truth at all to the Crossroads legend, that's where it occurred. Because at that point in the 1930s, what you had was a farm road and a two-lane highway that formed, with nothing around it but farmers' fields, that formed what we now think of as the Crossroads. When I first went to the Crossroads in 1999, I knelt down and sang Mr. Johnson's song, as the lyrics go.
Fabulous.
Within 24 hours, I had been beaten, robbed, and left for dead in Clarksdale, and thrown out of town by the police, on charges with multiple compound jaw fractures and a concussion.
So
I had to drive 565 miles back into Oklahoma with a piece of jawbone sticking in my tongue. The mojo had worked disastrously. I did so much better in Clarksdale thereafter that eventually in the middle of the burst of the real estate bubble several years ago, I bought myself a house for a price you couldn't buy a bathroom here. And I intend to live there until I die.
Fabulous. Now, Fiona, you're held in very high regard by well-respected musicians.
By me, especially.
Such as Hubert Sumlin and Pinetop Perkins,
yes,
who's quoted as describing you as the greatest finger-picking girl guitarist since Memphis Minnie. How important is that recognition to you?
It was amazing.
Good question.
It is. Well, it's an amazing thing because that there's so many layers to that. For one, because I was a blues fan for so many years before I was a player. You know, I started playing somewhat later. So when I had an opportunity to meet Pine Top and meet Hubert, there's part of you that's just going, oh my God, I'm meeting my heroes here, and just there's layers to that. Like there's the musical layers and the musical recognition and enjoying their music and being amazed and thrilled that they enjoyed what I was doing. But the other thing is also having a chance to talk with them and hear their stories about the incredible experiences they had as musicians, and in often very difficult times still in you know, for black people in the South. So unbelievable. It was unbelievable to me. And both those men were wonderful gentlemen, wonderful musicians. They were very kind to me and very encouraging, and that was, you know, priceless experience.
I played with Pine Top in the last year of his life, and I knew both those fellas.
Well, Pine Top recorded on my Blueswoman album when he was, he was young. He was 96.
He died at almost 97, and I played with him when he was 96.
Yeah.
He
What
came and
astonishing
played with
life.
us.
Oh,
Can you
incredible.
imagine all the things he would have seen over those years? And from he actually picked cotton, drove a tractor at Hobson's plantation just out of Clarksdale, and
He got out of real work as soon as he could get out of it, though.
Well, as you would.
Because he was so talented, you know, and he wanted to be out of it, and so he spent, you know, 70 years playing as a blues man.
Now, Slim, you and the Workers, you've had 17 Blues Music Award nominations in 4 years. You're the only blues artist in history with 12 in 2 consecutive years.
Well,
Does this recognition matter to you?
before there were any blues music awards of any kind, the reward for a blues man, and I'll tell you that Pine Top and Hubert and a host of all others made this path I've been walking on easier, a lot easier. I couldn't do it if it hadn't been done by John Lee and people, you know, Muddy Waters' bandmates and Howlin' Wolf bandmates, and et cetera. Before there was any reward, what a blues man got was a pocket full of bills and change where he was playing, and a place to stay out of the wind and rain. If he was lucky, somebody to stay with him in that place, and the most important thing was a gig the next day doing the same thing. Yeah, it's important for me, but there is a word, ephemerality. And none of us get out of these blues alive, and memory. The memory of any given human being is ephemeral. I don't know what's going to happen in 10 or 50 or 100 years. I look at somebody like William Shakespeare. We remember William Shakespeare 500 years later, and he was the greatest writer of the English language. Will they remember me in 500 years? I very sincerely doubt it.
Well, you-
I acknowledge that I'm significant in my own field, and I'm old enough at this point for people to look back on me and say, "Oh yeah, he's been doing this a long time." I have an exhibit in the Smithsonian Institution in the Alan Lomax archive on me, videotapes and everything. But is it important in the long run? It all depends on how you define long run.
Well, speaking of in the long run, Slim, you know, we're going to have to go because they're actually closing the club.
Oh, is that right?
Downstairs,
Well,
they're
you know,
closing out the club,
juke
and they
joints
want-
come and go, but the
They want us to
musicians
get
go
the hell
forever.
out. This
All right.
sad thing.
One last question then to the both of you. With the two of you doing this tour, is there a chance that this is going to lead to a recording session?
Yes.
Yes.
Before you even answer the question. Before
Well,
you
that would be
finish the
wonderful.
question. Yes, there is sure enough
We're beginning to get the idea
more
that
than
people
a
would
chance
like
that
that.
we will record together.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'd like to thank you both for your time.
God bless you, blues fans. Good on y'all.
It's been a pleasure to meet you both. Good luck for the rest of the tour, and thank you for being part of Blues on the Hill.
Thank you so much for having us.
Appreciate that.